I'm fine, thank you, Raviji. How are you?
Thank you to
Yeah,
see
how's the weather in India?
weather. Today, at least, it's better. Today, we are at about 40 degrees
Okay,
and
okay.
instead of 43, which was yesterday. So things are okay.
Oh, that's good. But
Yeah.
still, it's hot.
But
40 is still
again
hot.
and again, inclement weather because whatever reasons, these weather pattern is changing very, very fast.
Yes,
Very, very.
that's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Everywhere is changing, weather's
yeah.
changing. Yes.
All right. So most of us are here, I think, and we could start. I do hope. May I ask you when we start to say कि we are today talking in terms of manifesting health, wealth, happiness, and all. What brings you here, and what's your idea of this manifestation business that is very popular? Yeah. Yes, Kanak, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to ask something. I have watched many videos on manifestation. There
Yeah.
are many techniques like affirmation. Is that true? Is that work or not?
Everything actually works. Everything works. But let's say how it works. That is what is very important, and we must understand. So there are a lot of myths. Myths means there are a lot of wrong thought processes which keep going on in the minds of people, and they think manifestation. Like you have asked me this question, affirmation. So when you say affirmation, it means well that with great intensity or again and again you are affirming something. For example, you want a car, you want a house, you want a phone, you want jewelry or whatever it is, and you affirm every time. And so this is what we think, that by doing that the universe is listening, the God is listening, and there's so many things start to happen. And then as we understand, you are here in India and you understand that that a lot of netas and abhinetas, they come and they start to talk in terms of कि जब जब बहुत शिद्दत से आप किसी चीज को मांगना चाहें तो सारी कायनात, कायनात मींस यूनिवर्स, उसे देने में तुम्हें लग जाती है. So sometimes you feel, hey, what are you talking? God or the universe, it has got no other work except to listen to the request of Kanak Verma, and he must give, and he is now making all efforts to give you whatever you want. And so this is what people always think around. And so you will have the screaming headlines which will say get health, wealth, happiness, like I have said it, but I won't say it's a screaming headline, because first we want to say, hey, nothing of this kind is going to happen until such times you do X, Y, Z, and many other. And so first we have to understand that affirmation that you have spoken is merely a 0.0001% of the entire process, right? So we have to understand that by only thinking, by writing down, by again and again affirming, or making a notebook, or sticking your desires on refrigerator, or having written document with you, and every day you are telling to God or to universe, hey, this is what I wanted, please don't forget, please don't forget, as if that God has a memory bank there, and in that
Yeah.
he's checking up your request every time. You must understand that there are some 7.8 billion people on the earth, and
Oh, yeah.
7.8 billion people on the earth, everybody's mind is filled with the desire.
Yes, sir.
Everybody's mind wants to say, hey, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. But by merely saying this, it does not happen. For example, there was this book, The Secret. Now the
Mhm.
secret book is what has started this culture of manifestation and the law of attraction. It started to talk in terms of affirmation. It started to talk in terms of thinking about it very deeply and desiring it with intensity. But that's all false, because Rhonda Brand's book, The Secret, was made very beautifully, very nice covers, very nice designs, very nice fonts, and the way it was produced. And then it was kind of marketed very well. So people started to buy it and they started to say, hey, manifestation, manifestation, law of attraction. Then they started talk in terms of frequencies. Oh, if you align the frequencies, then this will come to you. If you align that frequency, that will come to you. This is all hogwash. Nothing of this kind can ever happen, because imagine, if I'm not right, then there are actually millions and millions of people across the globe in Africa, Asia, even India, where people go hungry. Question is, कौन कहता है कि उन्होंने बहुत ही intensity के साथ खाना ना मांगा? They all begged for food. Said, God, at least give me today. Today. कल की तो बाद में देखेंगे, but you don't get. So all kinds of things have been said about the law of attraction. We think that by affirmation, people there is a genie, or we call it Aladdin, that
Yeah.
lamp of Aladdin, that it will come in front of you and it start to say, he say, hey, I want to manifest that beautiful relationship, or I want to have that nice Mercedes, or I want to say that I want to have a big house. And a lot of people here in India, everywhere, they start teaching, just start telling how much they have done. What I will teach you. I wanted to get a latest, which I remember is there's this young boy, maybe he'll be 25, maybe 28 or something, nothing more than that. And he was advertising on YouTube and saying that,
Mhm.
yeah, I desired and I have been able to manifest a salary, a really huge salary, and I thought I must get it in 6 months, and then I got it more than that in 6 months. I really I go mad with these kind of thought processes, go mad with this kind of falsities which has been propagated across, because it cannot happen. It cannot happen. And now you'll ask me, how will it happen? So
Yeah.
this is what we will do. And first, I want to say that we are people who are always desiring.
Yes, sir.
We have desires right from when we are born, when we are conscious. And
Mm.
till the time we are actually dead, we keep desiring. Even on the
Yeah.
last minute of our this thing, we still we simply want to have desires fulfilled. And so
Yes,
we
sir.
are gullible people. Number one, we are gullible people. And you have a course on this manifestation. So people think that, oh, manifestation, why not? Yeah, I'm suffering from the lack of my desires, in the sense I don't have money, I don't have car, I don't have bungalow, I don't have this. But supposing if it comes to me, then let me try. It's just like a lottery. It's just like a lottery. So people start to do that. That's not possible. Can I have that figure of Ram? Can I have this figure of constructive and destructive vibrations? Yeah, yeah. Okay. See, this theory is propagated, which is partly actually true, that there are two kinds of vibrations and a lot of middle things. One is known as constructive interference, and another is known as destructive interference. What does it mean? When there are two frequencies, when I want a car, this thought has a frequency. Let's say it's some kind of a frequency. I don't want to go into the details of it, but that frequency have a wavelength and amplitude. Now let's start to say that there is a universe, and universe has a frequency where when it coincides, this is what the people start to say, that when you have the right frequency, when you vibrate with the right frequency, then that thing manifests itself. So when the two frequencies, that means the amplitude and amplitude is the vertical thing, and horizontally we say that's the wavelength. So when amplitude and wavelength of two frequencies match, then they reinforce each other and known as constructive interference. Then the second is that when you have different frequencies, different means when their wavelength, and in the next figure that you see, when the wavelength and amplitude of these frequencies, they are out of phase with each other, then the cancellation takes place, which means they destroy each other. And then as the phase shift, we find that there are a lot of other intermediary ways in which this frequency can have multiple effects. Right now, when things don't appear, they say you have not asked the universe with intensity. You have not asked the universe with intensity. In other words, that you have not been mind very, very clear in what you are thinking. There is no such thing that you have a clear thinking where the frequencies will start to match. They will never match. I will tell you why. In India, for example, we get electricity at 230 volts and 50 cycles per second, unlike US and probably UK, where you get it at 110 volt and probably 60 cycles per second. So, can I have the next figure, please? Yeah, no, above interference, harmonic. Yes. So, in India, like I said, that this red line, can you see everybody this red line? This is the one where fundamental frequency, that means this 50 cycles per second frequency at which we get our electricity. When this electricity comes at 230 volts, because of various factors here, so you have equipment which are attached to this electrical power. And which are the equipment? For example, you have refrigerators, you have air conditioners, you have computers. These all, they start to pull power. And when they pull power, what happens? That this imbalance in the electrical that we get creates harmonic. These are known as third, fifth, seventh harmonic. You're not science student, doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with this, except to understand that these other things which are attached, this attached equipment starts to create harmonics. That means other frequencies. And because of the other frequencies of the, just like I had just now told, constructive and destructive frequencies or the vibrations, here in the same way, all these ups and downs that you are seeing start to distort the sine wave. This red sine wave is distorted, and the frequency that you get now is the yellow line. This is merely a representation of one particular form, but there could be many others. In other words, whatever is the input, the electrical in this case, whatever is the input, the output is totally different. And that output, because it is different, then let's put it like this, that I said I want a car. But now this vibration, we had explained it in very great details in our Bhagavad Gita classes. I hope every one of you were here. But just in case, if those who had not attended those classes, you can ask whatever question you want while I'm speaking. Please stop me and you can ask those questions. इसे बंद कर दो मेरे से राम.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So, what is the role of harmonics in manifestation?
I'm
Yeah.
coming to that only. I'm coming to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now what we want to say, we have a brain, but besides the brain, we also have a mind. And we had explained this very well. Mind is the screen on which the projections are made. And these projections are dissected by intellect or buddhi. Whatever this dissection is done through the power of consciousness is presented to me. Whatever I see, whatever I experience, then gets stored into my subconscious mind, which we had called as chit. Now, in the subconscious mind, I have everything: my learnings, my thoughts, emotions, feelings, and my idea, my ambitions, my aspirations. All these things are stored into that. And when it is stored into that, that is what? My data, your data, everybody's data. What this data is? This data is connected to me. This data is connected to me. Now, because this data is connected to me, and there is this mind screen on which, from the subconscious mind, all these projections are coming all the time. My all thought are always jumbled up. So when I'm saying, let's say there is God who's listening. When I'm saying, God, I need a car, what is God listening? He's listening, I need a car. He say, hey, at least speak clearly. I can't understand. So you see the problem. The problem is that the harmonics are being generated in your mind. Because the harmonics are generated in the mind, whoever your teacher is, and he says, when your frequency and the frequency of the God, there's no frequency frequency of the God. God's language is different. They don't even understand what is universe. So let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that what universe is. In the Bhagavad Gita classes, we started to talk in terms of universe. We said quantum physics and classical physics. It is just a reminder here. A reminder. Oh, I can't see my. Okay, kahan? Is it okay? Like this? Now it's all right. Yeah. Why can't I see myself? I don't know what's
Don't
happening.
worry, we can see you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Thank you. Can you see me now? Because I can't see anybody else.
Yes, sir, we can see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. ठीक. Right. Right. So what was I saying?
About frequencies.
About the frequencies.
Yeah.
Whenever we are trying to talk of this, the frequencies, and last in the Bhagavad Gita, we had explained frequencies, and we say, where is the universe? And you said, this is how we speak. The universe is not there. The universe is within. We had talked about the quantum field, we had talked about the classical fields, then we had talked about the physical body, and we had talked about the life and consciousness. We had clearly made a demarcation between the dharma kshetra, which is the inner field, and outer field. Now let's do it once again, that the inner field of experience, whether matter or spiritual, is inside of the atom. Inside of the atom. So the inside of the atom is 10 to the power minus 34 meters. Absolutely mind-bogglingly small. And the outer field is 10 to the power 25, which is 90 billion light years across. So this 90 billion light years across is the field which is outside, and 10 to the power minus 34 is the field which is inside. They both constitute the universe. So when you have to talk to the universe, you have to talk inside. There's no outside. Control of the universe lies within our own self. The frequency that is required is zero. The frequency that is required is zero, because you learn the language of God. The gods speak in a language of silence. And when you reach that level of silence, you achieve everything, anything, and everything. You want to build a house, it'll appear in front of you. So all our yogis, all our rishis, they all knew that the entire universe can be manifested in consciousness. This what it is. This is the central theme.
Okay, sir, I just want to ask you a personal question. Like
Uh,
you teach manifestation, so
mm,
is there any wish that you have completed by doing manifestation?
mm. All right.
Yeah, you have to tell your stories also.
I will tell my stories,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
much later. And the why I'm wanting to say is, sometimes I have said this many a times, that
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching an honest course.
Yeah.
This honest course means I am actually teaching you the technique which has been given by Patanjali Yoga Sutra.
Mm.
Yoga Sutra, the ultimate of everything, is there in Patanjali. And when you start to do these techniques, yes, your desires come true. But the problem is that you can't hold me to it, because when that desire will come true, I don't know. How many desires will come true? I don't know. And so there are no timelines, because
Yeah.
there is no genie. You
Mm-hmm.
are not ordering anything. If you are ordering something, go and get it from there. No, no, no. If let us say, I want to say, I want a universe. My dear friend, the universe has been created over a period of 13.8 billion years. The earth is 4 billion years old. God, it takes time. Yeah, yeah, it'll take time. Maybe you get it now. Maybe you'll get it later. So back to your question, did I manifest anything? Oh, yes. many other things, many things. I started to learn these techniques way back in 1976, right from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. We were the first group of Indians, along with sadhus, who started to learn from him. He blessed that group. That group was hardly some 30, 35 people. That was the first ever group that he had taught. And he blessed us. He says, Grace, you will never have to, look back. Your life has changed already. You will get everything in life, but needless to mention, I didn't get everything in life. There are some desires which are outlandish. There are some desires which should not have been desires in the first place. And so, therefore, I can tell you, I have so many stories in which I always found grace. Grace means somebody always standing behind me, guiding me through thick and thin of life, and financially, spiritually, and relationship wise. Well, everything happened for me, and it did not happen for me. I don't want me, myself, as an advertisement. Oh, yes, I did it. So I'm honestly telling you, yes, a lot of things have happened, but there are no timelines. You want me to say, okay, hey, let us say that we run the course. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to know that I, yes, course, run the course. And I want to charge about $49-50 for that small course that we are doing. But does it mean that after the course, I will start to manifest things? No, 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 sorry. Maybe you will manifest, maybe you won't.
Because it is depends on your own frequencies. Yeah.
Now, this frequency is the
Mm-hmm.
frequency which is the frequency of zero. We have to go within. We have
Mm-hmm.
to start moving towards a different destination, right? What will you have to do? What will you have to do? Let us say, ki, chalo, let's play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So when I play guitar, I have guitar here in my hand, and somebody says, "Okay, play." So when I strum over on the guitar, what I find, oh my God, it's bad noise and it's cacophony. And if I
Mm-hmm.
want, but when I listen to guitar being played by many people, I said, "Wow, what melodious it is!" Spanish guitars, the things, the way they strum, the way the music comes out, the way melodies are. Love it. What's the problem? Can you tell me what's the problem? There are six
Uh,
strings. Can I
yeah,
have a
yeah,
guitar
yeah.
figure here with me, Ram? Yeah. So in the guitar, we have these six strings, and then there is a hollow of the guitar. So everybody and who understands how to play, they'll say, first, my dear friend, tighten up the string. How should you tighten up the string? That knowledge has to be there. That knowledge has to be there. These six strings are tightened to various tensions, and they are also tuned to certain frequencies. Now, when you do it, then when you strum, suddenly you will find that the guitar is giving out a melodious sound. But now you must know, if you have to play, then these horizontal things are known as frets. So these frets, when you start to press them, they tune to do, re, mi, la, fa, si, ti, do. And when I want to do it, I find, oh my God, it's not working out. But then there are so many other strings with which you start to do it. And then when you learn, so there's one, this guitar, the physical body, the hollow of the guitar, which contains all melody, because it is where all the constructive and destructive vibration happen. Very simple. All constructive, destructive vibrations happen, and when they happen the way we want, then you get music, melody, joy, wonderful things start to happen to you. So you understand that
Yes, sir.
there are two parts. One, who's asking? I will be asking. And in the Bhagavad Gita classes, we had very, very clearly defined this I in two parts. What are those two parts? Me, the physical body. And then second was the software which we said. What was the software? The software was Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, and Chitta. Right? So Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, Chitta are the software which are responsible for cognition. They are responsible for cognition until such times as we everything comes to your consciousness, nothing will happen. The software belongs to the inner field, belongs to the inner field of our life and consciousness, right? It belongs to life and consciousness. This is where the control is. This is where the control is. But the control cannot happen without the physical body. Can you make music if you don't have guitar? That means the physical body. So the physical is as important as the non-physical.
Internal. Yeah.
So internal and external fields, they both have to be tuned. And that is
Mm,
what happens. This is what happens, that whatever we want starts to happen.
mm,
So we will carry this on, but we go back to first healing in the sense we were manifesting. When we are talking of manifesting, the manifestation will take place everything from within
mm,
the body. Anything and everything that is happening on two fronts, mind and body. So I'll just give you a little bit of fact that our mind has about 86 billion neurons. Neurons are the cells of the body, kind of cells of the body, of the brain, which are electrically charged. They create electrical circuits. Some of you are into neurology and all, so you understand much better. I'm merely kind of giving a reference to it and not getting into any technicality. So these neurons start to fire and thoughts are created. There are millions of pathways, 86 billion neurons, and there are millions of pathways, and there are 1,000 to 4,000 thoughts per minute. And how do these thoughts operate? These thoughts operate without any constraint. They run around amok. They're like cars on a highway, not obeying any order, moving into any and every direction, crashing with each other, obstructing the path, and all this happening. And when that happens, this is happening in the brain. This is happening in the brain. The brain gets overloaded, and because it is getting overloaded, it's creating thought. What is happening? The thought. And these thoughts, the mind begins to feel, I'm not safe. I am suffering. I am in danger. As soon as that happens, the brain sends a signal to the adrenal gland. In the adrenal glands, the cortisol surge. When the cortisol is produced, suddenly your breath becomes fast, your blood pressure becomes high, your heartbeat becomes faster, your digestion goes down, your immune system goes down, your excretion system goes down. All the central nervous system is affected. Now you are into a fight and flight mode. Very, very interesting. Everybody, please understand this. You will be surprised that such simple things and we didn't know, and that's why we are suffering. When this happens, the body needs to move. It's a primitive response. It's the response of the primitive man, rather primitive fish, that any signals which come to her, the fish starts this fight and flight response, in the sense that it says danger or friend. I'm a food, or that is my food. That's the survival instinct. And that survival instinct starts to create the fish to act. Now, all these thoughts which are coming in my mind, and the electrical circuits which have been activated in the brain, what we find, either we are sitting in the office, or I'm sitting on a sofa set, or maybe I'm sleeping, but my mind is constantly in a fight and flight mode. My mind is feeling I am not safe. My body is in fight and flight mode, and I don't know what to do, because now response has to come. What is that response? The response is the body has to now fight. You have to do something in order for this danger to go away, and you don't know what to do, because that danger is there as an imaginary danger in your mind. All these are emotions which get embedded both in mind and the body. These are the things which start to happen, and we are not able to do anything, because we are not in that situation. There is no real danger. I might add here one more more thing, and that is that we also have inherited the primitive brain, and that primitive brain is known as cerebellum, which is at the back of my oblongata, medulla oblongata. This is our primitive brain. The primitive brain is always dissecting signals, and when it is dissecting signals, then now the most important thing that everybody must understand, it is dissecting the signals, and the subconscious mind has already formed ideas, belief, dogmas. And when a signal comes, simple idea, things that you like and dislike, the mind feels danger. Imagine, these are nothing but thoughts. The thoughts which are not in line with you, the thoughts which have different frequency than the frequency that you have stored. I like this, I don't like, and that is why everything gets stored in your body and mind. Entire body is containing emotions which are embedded there as chemical. There are chemicals in the body which are there. So now coming back to our health, wealth, and happiness, the first thing that you have to do, you have to quieten this mind. You have to quieten this mind. And as you start to quieten the mind, or rather the brain, then in that case, things will start to change for you. The solutions and problems, they are lying all with you. In my last lesson, Who Am I? Kanak had asked me a question: what is the difference between subconscious mind and conscious mind? Please remember this. Subconscious mind is the mind which is running amok in your brain also. It is not obeying any law. It does not have power of reasoning logic. It is the data bank. So this data bank has to be taken care of. If you don't take care of the data bank, you will never ever have a single thought which is a singular thought. So we had said we also have the power of conscious mind. Conscious mind is a mind which takes the decision. Subconscious mind is all learning. This learning is like I drive a car. Consciously, I learned everything. Consciously, I stored everything in my subconscious. Subconscious is now guiding me all the while. But when I come to a crossing, there is a red light, I stop. That is your conscious mind. Now, whether to turn left, right, or go straight is the conscious mind. So the conscious mind has got the ability to change the thought. And this conscious mind's power, as it becomes greater and greater, then we are able to control anything and everything. How will you heal? How will you manifest your desires? How will you heal? I'm using this word because how will you become healthy? Health is also possible. There's so many researches which are being done, and there are people who, on the basis of belief, could treat their cancers, treat their ailments, treat themselves to health, and they call it a placebo effect. But that is the power that is contained by this. What is that technique? How will it be? That technique comes from Patanjali Yoga Sutras. The one verse, which is the most important verse, which I had also spoken earlier, is Chitta Vritti Nirod. Chitta means subconscious mind. Vritti means thought, outgoing thought, outgoing thought. Nirod means to stop it. Stop this. Stop the thoughts from running amok. When you stop the thoughts from running amok, that's the beginning of the manifestation. Then you will say, okay, now I can do this also, that also, and I can fulfill my desires. This happens on two levels. One, the physical body. Second, the spiritual body. We know nothing about the spiritual body. And I'm starting this series in which which I'm going to be talking about the secret of the spiritual body, amazing secrets of the spiritual body. When you start to do that, things start to change for you. Things start to change for you. I am, like I have already mentioned, not scared of death. And then suddenly I find now that death has moved back. I feel I'm going to live. I'm going to be around. And that's a belief which is getting embedded into my mind and body. And even today, I was talking to somebody. I said, that's a very big change which has come into me, that I can actually see that the death has receded. If death has receded, then probably I'll be healthy. I'll be hale, hearty, and healthy. And that's why we'll remain to enjoy life for as long as is possible.
Yeah.
I had a friend. I had a friend, and then he wrote. He said the desire is to remain. The desire is to remain young as much as is possible, as late as is possible. I forgot, but it was very interesting. It just meant that you could live for almost ever, but at the same time, nice.
Hmm.
So let me have some questions from you. Agar if you have, I'll be
From
more than glad to.
from me.
I said any questions?
I want to know your perspective about your age people. Like you live like you are 18-year boy now. So how you can do this? Because
Because you are there
the
with me.
yeah, I am there with you, but how
Yeah,
all they all can live your life because you are always here, hearty and healthy. Not today. You are
yeah,
always. So how
yeah.
they
Yeah,
can also live like that?
I hope you are not doing advertising.
No, I'm not doing advertising. This is
Yeah,
the. I
yeah.
think they all have to ask this question to you, and they are not asking. So I just want
Yeah.
to ask you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I just thought ki maybe you guys, you must participate. Kamlesh, I believe you should have some questions. Yeah,
So I'm just listening. One day
yeah.
maybe I'll get interested, then I'll have got some questions, but I'm blank, completely blank. Sorry.
Never, never. That's perfectly.
Sorry.
I said, yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. I'm not very clever.
No, no, it's not a question of being very clever. It's just that, well, since you had come and you're listening to the lecture, I thought maybe there's some questions which could come up and
Yeah, yeah.
we could I could answer them.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, all right. So I think it's time that I'd like to wind it up and
First, let's go back to my question. I want to know that how you are living life very peacefully and happily at this age. What is
all
the
this.
motivation behind that?
The
Yeah,
motivation is my desire to be
yeah.
happy and healthy, and then I keep meeting people like you. So you give me all the energy. I have this zest for life, and I don't actually care.
And is it a Bhagavad Gita as well? Maybe
Yeah, yeah,
Bhagavad
yeah.
Gita.
See, I'll tell you, the
I
Bhagavad Gita
Yes,
has completely changed my perspective.
yes.
I'm very, very excited because a lot of science research which is coming, and I
Mm,
read that science research, and then I find this is given in the Bhagavad Gita, this is given in the Bhagavad Gita.
mm,
So there are many
mm,
exercises which have been given. So, like I
mm,
said, when last time we had been talking, we talk of conscious mind and subconscious mind, and then I had introduced a exercise for everyone to do. And it was a session 15-20 minutes in which Kanak was doing all these exercises. But those exercises, if anybody starts to do, you will find how quickly you get control over your thought. Maybe in 2-3 sessions, you will begin to see that yes, because of this, then I'm having control over my thought. Consciously, you begin to look at the silence within, because both silence and sound, they are within our own self. They're not separate. In an exercise, even when you are, for example, when we begin to sleep, when I want to sleep, I want to ask myself a question. Am I comfortable? Yeah, well, yeah, I'm comfortable. Are you feeling restful? You say, yeah, I'm feeling restful. And that's about it all. And the questions stop. I want to now say consciously what you do. You say, oh, I'm feeling restful. Yeah, I'm feeling restful. There. And then you will start to look for sensations. And when you start to look for sensation, suddenly you will find, oh my God, yes, I'm resting here. I can feel rest seeping into me. Give more attention to the rest. Give more attention to the rest. And as you start to give more attention to the rest will keep expanding. Suddenly you will find that the disturbing thoughts are no longer as powerful as they were. These disturbing thoughts will again come back to you. And then see, when we have progressed in life. For I'm 77. I'll not hide that. I'm 77. I've been doing meditation for a very long time, and during meditation, you completely get control of the thought. During that period of meditation, provided you have been taught properly, you understand it and do it, in few sessions, you will start to learn, start to become quiet. You'll start to learn to be yourself. So that those are the kind of things which are happening. So when you said Bhagavad Gita, yes, it affected me in more than one way. I have been having extremely fruitful life, I'll put it. No, I'm not very rich or something, but the most important thing is that I'm satisfied. What I have, I feel more than enough. Let me just tell you, anyone and everyone who is wanting something, I want a car. I am a pauper. That's why I want a car. Pauper means I have something which is not I don't have. And that desire. So when you have $100 million, you want $200 million. Now you are a pauper. You are wanting this money because there is no end to this. Now the latest news is the first trillionaire is going to be our SpaceX MD, which is Elon Musk. $1 trillion. What would you do with it? No, no, no. I want $2 trillion. He's still running because he is filled with anxiety and fear. He wants more. What will you do? He just wants more. Why? Are you crazy? What is $1 trillion? Somebody will make $1 trillion. I'll become number two. So they're always looking back. They're running. They're running. They're running. What is the destination? They absolutely have no idea. May I take on another couple of 2 minutes more? Imagine when we start to talk universe. 90 billion light years across means it's mind-boggling time. Mind-boggling time. And that is, let's say you are spiritual or you are religious, you believe in God. That's what God controls. You are 5 feet 6 inches, 6 foot. Oh, tiny, how tiny you are. Humbling experience. I am nobody. I'm like a speck of dust, not even that. But imagine, what do we want? That is a spiritual outlook which starts to give you satisfaction. It starts to give you satisfaction. And that is what is more important than anything else in the world.
Yeah, sorry, can you repeat this again? What can give you satisfaction, please?
No,
I
no.
just didn't
I
hear
said,
quite.
okay. I merely said the spirituality. Spirituality means understanding and practice of this starts to give you an inner satisfaction. It doesn't come from outside. It cannot come out from your cars, luxury homes, luxury holidays, or anything. It'll only come from within. I feel. And when you begin to feel, that's the point. You say, oh, I've won the war. I've won the war with myself. I'm finding stability. That is what is important.
You don't have to be religious to have
No,
that
no, not at all.
satisfaction.
You don't have to be
That's
religious.
I'm not
Spirituality and
religious.
religion. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I'm not
Spirituality.
religious, but I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied whatever God has given me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
satisfied. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
That's right.
Good,
That's
good,
true.
good.
Sure. Thank you. Anybody, any more question? Otherwise, we wind up, and we are meeting day after tomorrow for our Who Am I session. That is going to be very interesting, and we'll be creating and destroying the universe in that lecture. Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend coming up.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye. Good to
Thank
see
you.
you,
Thank
Usha.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you
Thank you.
enjoyed the
Thank
thing.
you.
I hope you Any questions? No.
No
Right.
questions. Just amazed by your talk. Need to
But
grasp
I
what you're saying.
yeah. But I thought we must interact. What is very, very important is we must interact so that that questions start to come up. Then questions start. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank
All
you.
bye. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye.